Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Towns, Deputy Chief Content Officer for Government Technology. Welcome to our Q&A with Mike Wands from Civix. Mike is president of the company's government business, and he has extensive experience in the GovTech space, both on the public sector side and private sector side. That experience includes serving as the first statewide CTO for the state of Illinois. Mike, thanks for joining us today.
I'm very excited to be here, Steve, and look forward to our discussion.
Well, we're glad to have you. Today, we are talking about some new developments in election tech. I know there's a new agreement with DemTech for the Civix election platform. Let's start by talking about what the significance of that is, and some of the capabilities that that's going to bring to the platform, or what people can expect now.
Yeah, fantastic. Great question, Steve. And so Civix has been in the election business for more than 25 years. And we've been building out these systems state by state and helping people with their voter registration and voter management functions and making sure that elections go off without a hitch. And so over the past couple of years, we've gone ahead and we've taken all that 25 years of knowledge and all the input from lieutenant governors and secretary of state across the country, along with the election officials, and we built a brand new election platform. And it's a new Civix election platform, which was built at the core a very modern architecture. It's government cloud native, and it comes with our Civix 360 security services on top of it. And so we're very excited about it. And what DemTech and our work with DemTech provides is it helps those folks who are out doing the poll worker work. So these are the folks that, and you show up at a polling place and you're going to go through the experience of voting. They're the ones who help make sure you get through the process and you're able to go ahead and put your vote in place. And DemTech is a company that's been around for just about as long as Civix. And so we're super excited to partner with these guys and bring these solutions forward. They have a very simple, modern, and secure platform that is agnostic, and it runs on any type of tablet device. So those poll workers are now mobile and they can walk around the polling place and help people navigate the experience from checking in to the verification and side-by-side signature comparison, all the way through the experience at the end where they can get an individual receipt that shows that their vote was cast and that it's going to be counted.
Yeah, really cool. And such an important, such an important process to kind of modernize and update. I also know there's some new planned offerings from Civix. There's e-poll books, there's ballot DNA. You want to talk a little bit about what those are going to bring, to this market and when they'll be available?
Yeah, so Civix has been in the business of this, election management, which is essentially your core voter registration record and making sure that it's valid in the state. And so while we're the system of record, we also provide other services around that. And we've done a couple of things that I think are very unique. We've worked with Amazon and we've done some joint innovation. And we pulled together a new intelligent voter information system. We refer to that as IVIS. And what IVIS is anything and everything that has to do with that individual voter's experience running right in the palm of your hand. And that's really exciting because what that does is it gives a trusted source of information directly to that voter on their mobile device. It's branded by the state, and it's two-way communication that enables that to happen. And so this new mobile first, any device, type of experience is, fit for your persona. So there are people who are very mobile and have the ability to use a device. There are people who still want to use a laptop. There are people who want to use a tablet. And some folks want to use a smart speaker to get the latest information, such as when is the next election, who is running in this election, and just being able to have that direct communication with that individual from a trusted source. The election officials are the only people who have access to that information that goes out directly to that voter. And it is as simple as, where is the polling place, right? Am I registered to vote? Who is on the ballot? What are the different things that are on the ballot that I need to be aware of? You can look up an individual candidate directly in the palm of your hand and know what they stand for before you go in, and you get that ballot that's got a lot of things on it you may not know about.
Mike, talk about, with all these new offerings combined with the election platform itself, what's that going to bring to the market in terms of functionality? Give us the big picture of what this is going to mean.
Yeah, so the best part about it is it's an end-to-end fully integrated system that allows anything from that core voter registration that is validated and managed up at the state level, all the way through the process of being able to run the election. So from end to end, you've got this great one-stop shop for an individual who have an opportunity to vote and go through the experience and make sure that their vote was counted. So I think this is really key for clients, because what it does is it gives them that trusted source. And we know the way elections work, right? The state has a statewide election system. They go ahead and run elections, and everybody sees the general election or the primary, but there are literally thousands of elections that are going on every year. And that's where Civix shines, right? We're able to take care of the largest to the smallest elections that occur. And this information that comes from that core statewide voter registration is what has to be validated at the time of your entry into the voting process, whether it's a mail-in ballot, you're getting an absentee ballot, whether you're going ahead and showing up at a polling place to cast your ballot. And what it does is it gives you that end-to-end system that's fully integrated with one known source of truth, which is that system of record, that voter registration is valid, and that individual can go ahead and cast a vote. So what we're trying to do with the solution is empower those county and jurisdiction election officials to have a very simple, secure, modern way to help people navigate that voting experience.
So I know Civix has been in this market for a long time. You guys know the election business. Talk about some of the voter challenges or pain points that these brings are really going to address.
Yeah, well, the first thing is we want everybody to vote, right? So we want to make it easier so that folks can register to vote and go through the voting process. We don't want them to show up at the time to vote where they're not registered and they've got challenges. And this helps take care of all of that. And that's what's really critical as you're going through it. When you think about that experience out for the individuals as they're looking at helping through the navigation process. When I first started voting and I would show up at the polling place, you'd stand in line and then you would wait your turn to get up there, and then you'd have to talk to somebody and then pull out your little card, and then they would go ahead and look at that card, and then they'd make sure that it was you, and then they would hand you a ballot. And then you would go into a little place where a little cubby hole where you would go through and, cast, your ballot, whether some people use electronic now or you're doing something on paper, and then going ahead and putting that into the vote counting tabulation machines. And so the whole focus there is to make that simpler for that voter, the individual voter themselves. What do they struggle with? Where is my polling place? Am I registered to vote? What is on the ballot? How do I know when the election is? And, during some of the times like we've just gone through with the pandemic, what happens if my polling place changes? I've been going to the same place for, the past 20 years, and I show up and it's not there anymore. Well, this allows you to be able to communicate directly to that voter, giving them alerts and reminders. The election is going to be held tomorrow. Your polling place is at 123 North Main Street. Here are your directions to get there. The polling place opens at 8 and it closes at 5. And, peak time is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I mean, you get all that in the palm of your hand, which you never had the experience or opportunity to do before.
Yeah, so you're really talking about bringing some 21st century capabilities to what's been a very kind of paper-based traditional process.
Yeah, very, very focused, Steve, on simple, modern, and secure, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's really what we're trying to get to. And that is something that's been severely deficient in the voting space. It is, getting better in the digital government space where individuals are able to interact with government with other solutions that are out there with one ID. But this is bringing that to the voting experience, which again, as we know, is always under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of challenges out there to make sure that a lot of the paper-based processes that are out there are more electronified, I guess we'll use as a word, and really, go through the process of knowing that it's secure.
Yeah. Mike, talk about the ultimate impact you'd like these technologies to have on the overall voting process going forward.
Well, first and foremost, we want more people to be able to register. We want more people to participate and be able to vote. But then as you think about the experience of going through and voting, think about this for a minute. Once you do cast your ballot, how do you know that your ballot was counted? And so this experience is end to end, where you can see in the palm of your hand if your ballot was actually, filed, if it was accepted, if it was counted. And you can see results real time on how the election is going. So think about that. Today, most people wait until the polling places close and they see election results that are coming out and are posted on the media. And that's part of what our technology provides. It provides election results reporting, RSS API feeds that go out to media so that they're able to consume those and show those to everybody visually. But what if you could do that and see that real time in the palm of your hand? And that is something that IVAS enables as part of the new election platform from Civix.
So Mike, really good stuff. Appreciate your thoughts on this. It's nice to spend a little time chatting with you, and hard to imagine an issue that is more fundamental, right, to all of us. So glad you guys are working on this stuff, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Well, we really appreciate the opportunity, Steve, and think about all those hardworking poll workers out there. Where if you want to be a poll worker nowadays with the new IVAS system, you can go ahead and volunteer to be a poll worker. You can get trained directly on your individual device. And think about the dedicated Americans that work so hard to make elections successful. They now are empowered with technology that's simple, modern, and secure to make sure that that election experience is positive for everyone.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.